The calendar flips to September, and the Astros find themselves 3 games ahead of the Seattle Mariners for first place in the AL West, and they also find themselves at that similar deficit behind the Blue Jays for one of the top 2 spots in the American League. They're also 3.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers for the top spot in the AL. But personally, the number 2 seed, I think, is certainly what this team should be chasing right now. Obviously, maintaining the division lead is also just as important. But granted, September has been on our side historically in recent years, so I'm hoping it's more the same this year, but it should be a pretty hectic month. But real quick, of course, we want to discuss the recent series against the Angels and the offense, or lack thereof, for a majority of the series. It wasn't really much of an issue in the first game of this series because the pitching did more than enough to hold us to a 2-0 win over the Angels in that first game. A big insurance run, of course, coming by Yordan Alvarez in the bottom of the 8th inning. Thankfully, we wouldn't need it. But the offense was pretty much non-existent in the second and third game of this series as they dropped both of those games despite quality starts from both of their pitchers, Jason Alexander and Christian Javier. I can't remember who pitched which, but Hunter Brown also pitched Sunday, but he got pretty much no run support. And then Luis Garcia, in his first start back in over 2 years, coming off Tommy John surgery, also threw a quality start. The Angels had 0 base runners against him in all but 1 innings. That inning came in the 4th inning when he allowed 3 base runners. That ultimately culminated to 3 earned runs total, both of which coming on a pair of home runs. But that was all he would allow over 6 innings of work, so very respectable. The offense finally showed some signs of life as they scored 8 runs total, including home runs by Jesus Sanchez and a home run by Jose Altuve late. That, of course, the Astros would luckily not need, as the Angels didn't really score outside of that. But everybody contributed big time in this game. Jeremy Pena had a pair of hits. Jesus Sanchez also had a pair of ribbies, including that home run that I mentioned earlier. And yeah, like I said, everybody contributed big time in this game to lead us to an 8-3 win over the Angels to split the series with them. And I believe that's our last series that we're going to be meeting with them this year. So, whatever, I guess. But next up, we've got the New York Yankees coming to town to wrap up this homestand. Hopefully a series win is in play. A sweep would definitely be nice because of the 3 series on this homestand. I had an expectation set that one of them should be a sweep, but I kind of feel like that looks all but impossible at this point. It just depends on how this Yankees series shapes up. Hopefully this offense can keep it up after what we saw out of them yesterday. And yeah, so should be a good series coming up, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.